Hello and welcome to Pillars of Eternity Part 5. Last we left off, we finally arrived in Gilded Vale. So let us proceed from here. Just scout around a bit, get some random herbs and some random stuff. Why not? Springberry, hurry! The only thing in there is two NPCs that are baggers. People who backed the crowdfunding thingy. Despite the rains, the stalks feel as dry and stiff as a locust's husk. How nice. Seems like a nice place, this. Just scouting around a bit. I don't want to get too close to the mill because there's a trigger. That is... Yep, indeed, we can't use that location that is related to the bear. Don't want to spoil anything, but I'm just saying that that is the reason I'm staying away. Black Hammer Smithy. That Margot the pointer means stealing, and we are paladin, we do not steal. Under no circumstances do we steal. Come on. This Amara man is of an impressive build, towering above the countertop. His skin is dusky blue of the deeper oceans, and his thick arms boast corded muscle. Small ears frame a square-jawed face coated in smeared soot and arcing black tattoos alike even. He offers you a broad smile as you approach. Welcome, you're the first new face I've seen in quite some time. What can I do for you? Is this your shop? That it is. Been here near on 20 years now. Seen all manner of things over the years. Good luck and bad. Taotanu glances at the guard standing watch along the wall, but the Black Hammer Smithy remains. What do you have here? You come to us at a strange time, I'm afraid. The stock's not what it used to be, but we have fine weapons and armor to offer yet, all forged right here at the Black Hammer. What happened? We just don't have the supplies. Been expecting the next delivery for Neon a week now and haven't seen a sign of it. Have to expect they were hit by bandits. The road out east is crawling with them. All my workers ran off with the wagon themselves, maybe to make some coin. Taotanu snorts. All as if that lot would dare. Taotanu scratches his jaw, thinking, if you happen to be headed that way, maybe you could keep an eye out for the supply wagon. For a supply wagon. Or my shipment at least. They'd be cutting through the Black Meadow, I expect. Only good road for it. As it is, most of our weapons goes to his grace, Lord Radric. Taotanu glances at the nearby guard. And that is as it should be, but it doesn't leave much for outsiders. We just don't have the iron. I will see them back safe and sound. I appreciate your trying anyhow. You bring back the supplies at least, and I'll have much more to offer you. A discount to start. And if you do find my workers, you give them a good smack upside the head for me. The smith's shipment. Hooray. Just picked up a quest. Nothing too dramatic. I should
Good
perhaps...
day, stranger.
Good to see you again. Afraid we're still running low on goods, but you're welcome to look at what we have. Let's see what he has got. He's got some magical stuff, or enhanced stuff, upgraded stuff, enchanted stuff, whatever. It's not of any interest to me. Not at this moment, anyway. They cost quite a bit, and money is not exactly something we have a lot of right now. But to demonstrate an earlier point, you can see camping supplies, 75 copper pieces. Let us remember that costs 75 copper pieces. Penny gained. So we want to save money as much as we can, but before anything else, let's head over to the tavern, which we were recommended to do. Right, so we can speak to this guy over here if you want. Hey there.
Were you looking for someone in that tree? I could introduce you.
A strange way to talk about your dad. He looks up at the tree and breathes out. Half the town's up there now, seems like. No right way to talk about it. I'm looking for someone who can help me feel better. He gives an understanding nod as he takes a long drag from his pipe. My condolences. He exhales and turns his attention away, watching the village around him. This guy, by the way, in case you want to know, and if you don't want to know, sad, because I'm going to tell you anyway. He is voiced by Matthew Mercer. And ever since I started playing Overwatch, I have taken a fondness to McCree, and therefore gained interest in the voice actor behind McCree, which of course is Matthew Mercer. So, yeah. Let us see what we got here. You see 4 people gathered by the door to the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hand for calm. His face is partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggest an elf.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
What's going on? Angry townsman. One of the other men points at the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink, but his gaze is focused. Mocking us while he shelters in our village. Just goes to show you what these fancy Adia manners are worth. We don't take to that kind of treatment, not from foreigners, and especially not from Adirians.
Go on, say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
Fie, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
I'll cut that barrel-licking tongue out of your head.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
That's where you're wrong.
I don't think attacking him is such a good idea. The 3 drunks scowl at you, and why is that? And now we can be high and mighty and say, oh, you'll deal with me. But if someone's baiting you as obviously as he is, it's generally wisest to walk away. They look at each other. One of the men gives the other 2 a warning shake of his head before turning to you. We're done for now, but this one's better watch his step around here, because we're not going anywhere. With a final scowl at the elf, he turns to leave. As the 3 stumble away, the elf turns to you, the tension almost gone from his smooth face.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
I'm glad I could help.
Courtesy is a rare pleasure in these parts, though your accent suggests that you are no more local than I.
He straightens his hood, and you note the remains of fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with the dirt of many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath is sturdy and fine.
Well, I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Loth, sir, at your service.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I am grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land. And how exactly did you come to be here?
I was traveling with a caravan, but we were separated near some ruins.
In Gwithan ruins? Oh, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. And half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there?
A bivouac.
And you survived? I've heard such a thing was impossible. But it seems you either have a knack for timing or the favor of the gods.
What are you doing in Gilded Vale?
An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
And you? I've been experiencing strange things of late. I'm looking for an expert on souls.
Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. And he has rid himself of them almost as desperately.
He nods the gnarled old tree in the center of town. His darting glance takes in the tumbled down buildings and the fallow rock-strewn fields. I expected such expertise would be best sought elsewhere. How did you manage to cross those three drunks?
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
You did make a rather lewd suggestion regarding one of the aggressors and his own sister? Ah, that! He clears his throat and adjusts his sleeves. As I tried to tell them, they misheard me. Happens all too easily after a few pints, and the accent doesn't help. I heard the same thing. For just a moment he looks as if he's about to say something else. His expression brightens with mischief, but before he can speak he forces a tight smile, biting his lips so hard you expect to see blood. Finally his face relaxes and he shakes his head. I should speak more clearly next time. My apologies. You don't exactly look like a settler.
Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places.
I should be going.
As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
So do I. Let's go then.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
So the introduction of NPCs or followers or whatever you call them. I will go through what they have to say because there's usually some gems hidden in what they say. And any conversation you make is a chance for gaining reputation. But also I'm fairly sure all the followers have some quest line of some sort, so
how may I help?
May as well see what they have to say. Alas looks at you with quiet attentiveness. How may I be of service? Tell me about it, dear. I've been gone for more than a year now, but I suspect I'll always think of the forest and fields of Adir as home. We've thousands of years of history and tradition behind us, and there's a sense of dignity and responsibility that comes with that. He frowns. Of course, there's baggage as well. Our imperial past is still fresh in the minds of many, as you may have noticed here. Has it been difficult to adjust to the Deerwood? People here are informal, hot-blooded. His mouth twists into a wide smirk. More attentive to insults than to duty. But as long as one avoids provocation, it's easy enough to get along. He steeples his fingers. I've gotten accustomed enough to keeping my thoughts to myself anyway. Yeah, well, you surely showed that before. How long were you in Gilded Vale? He shrugs, fidgeting with the hem of his sleeve. Not much longer than you. As you saw, it was hardly the haven that has been advertised. I'm sorry to inform you, but you are still slam bang in the middle of town. This conversation makes it sound like we've left, but we haven't. Any thoughts on what I should do next? Well, you're in charge here, and as far as I'm concerned, any place is better than Gilded Vale. That's all.
I'm here.
I nearly forgot her location. Not there. Come on, this way. Up here. Just got around to make sure I don't miss out on any... No, nothing here. Ingredients might come in handy at some point, so... Alpha. And a cat. A dear wooden woman is standing in dear wooden. Never mind. Standing in front of the fireplace, humming a quiet tune to herself, or perhaps to her unborn child, for she is clearly quite pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter.
Hail and well met.
Well, finally I was starting to think. The woman makes a startled noise once she turns around and sees you. Oh, I'm sorry, I was expecting someone else. She gives you a cautious smile. Can I help you? Who are you expecting? My sister Kalusha is traveling with one of the caravans. She sent a letter before she came. Said she was going to pay her way by working as a guard for the caravan master. She always was a tough one. She pauses. I don't suppose you've seen her on the road? Or the caravan, perhaps? It's Master Odemas. The caravan was attacked and we escaped, but Kalusha was caught in a bivouac. Alfra covers her mouth with her hand, eyes wide with horror. For a moment she can manage nothing but a strangled, voiceless gasping, her eyes brimming with tears. I knew. I told her it was dangerous. It was a dangerous path to take. Kalusha was always so certain she could take on any danger. Orpha sniffs. Oh, my poor sister. I'm sorry, stranger. I can't believe she's gone. If only I hadn't called her here. If I hadn't written to her, she might still be alive somewhere. Orpha's face crumples and a solitary tear slides down her cheek. Kalusha mentioned that she thought you needed help. Perhaps I can provide some assistance. But I make sure I don't hit that. Alpha looks at you with some surprise before dabbing at her nose with a sleeve. That's kind of you to offer, but I don't know if I could impose this on you. It's not a small favor. Alpha wipes at her eyes. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy. I told Kalusha as much as I could, but all I know is that for a long time now, every child born in Gilded Vale has been soulless, empty. It happened to so many mothers, and Lord Radric, he has exiled all of them, calling it a sign of the gods' disfavor. She sniffs. With my Herthord gone, I don't know how I'd manage if I lost my home too. I hope Kalusha would help me. They say Ranga, an old midwife, knows a way to prevent a child being hollowborn. But she moved south to Ansluk's compass 2 seasons ago. The journey's too far for me. I can't make it as I am. But I don't have anyone else now when Kalusha's gone. More tears run down her face. Please, can you help me? Kind wayfarers, if I cannot guide you there, I must at least bring you this cure. Alpha blinks eyes wide. You will? Oh, God bless you. Here, I'll give you the coin to pay her with. You needn't trouble yourself with that. I think it's a drink she fashions out of. Well, I'm not sure, but it shouldn't be too much of a burden to carry back. Ansluk's compass is what we call the lagoon to the south. You'll have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying it myself. She clasped her hands together. Thank you again, truly. You will be saving us both. She sets her hand on her stomach, smiling through her tears. Shoo. Ah, benevolent one. And now, as you can see, faith and conviction plus 9 to all. So we gained an extra. I would assume you would need 2 beneficial points to gain in the other. Or maybe that's static, I don't know. It's not static because it I'm fairly sure it goes up with the level. I'm not sure. Well, fairly sure, but I'm not sure. So I'm not sure at all. Never mind. Anyway.
Yes?
Trying to squeeze this into this episode. Let us go down to the inn. Oh, I forgot. Should probably do that in this episode instead, so I can squeeze the other bit into the other episode. Because there's a significant amount of talking coming up. Shriner, we know there's more grain in there, Thrumble. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat on our crops. Trumbull, a muffled shouting emerges from inside the mill. The first of you drunkards come through that door gets a shot between the eyes. Gods, hear me, Shriner. I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for now, lads, but we'll be back, Trumbull, and we'll have fair prices, or by the flame we'll have a reckoning. Nice people. So we have a quest to investigate the feud. I can never pronounce that word right. Feud? Sounds about right. Hey, but there's herbs. More important. Much more important. Anything else? No? No. Good. An elven man stands before you, his relatively stocky build suggesting a life of labor. His face is pale and drawn, and his eyes are wide. Behind him, a younger man and a woman exchanges worried glances. The miller raises a club as you enter. Didn't he threaten the other guy to shoot him, so he will shoot him with a club? A club of shooting. Yeah, very unique item. It shakes violently in his grip. Get back if you value your life. Hold on, I'm not here to hurt anyone. The miller hesitates, then lowers the club. Wait, I know you. You just came into town, right? Don't tell me Svenja's already got his claws into you. Gods, that's all I need. What was all that ruckus outside? Trumbull shakes his head. Where to begin? Svenja's whipped them up in a frost going on about the grain stores. Claims I've hidden away most of it. All I do with the grain is sell it. I can't create it out of thin air, and I can't hand it out for free. I pay the farmers for the crops they bring in, and I sell what comes out of the mill. Most of it goes to the Black Hound on the west side of town for ale, and Svenir and his lot sure don't mind that part. You take a look at the fields out. You take a look at the fields on the way out into town. The crops blighted, and most of what I'm getting from the farmers. Trumbull gestures to the sacks and containers. It's gone off, rotted through. I can't pay top prices for blighted wheat, and I have barely got enough good grain to go around. Sweeney is howling after things he has no right to. Resolve check. If you don't want these people in here with torches, maybe you ought to stop lying to me. Trumbull blinks, taken aback. I'm not. Look, it's no lie. The stores really are low. With so little grain going around, I've had to raise the prices for some people. There are folks in this town that deserve far better than Svenir and his lot. People have done more for the Gilded Vale. Intellect 12. People like the magistrate? I can't do anything about that. Trumbull says, his voice quiet. That's just how it works. Maybe things are different elsewhere. Here, Radrick's men, they keep the village safe, so they eat well. Soon as people are farmers, they gathered that grain for you. They sure didn't mind losing that grain when it was going into the drinks at the inn. They don't make like kind neighbors when they insult my son, go stumbling drunk through my own crops. You think they're the only ones who need to eat? Now the crops are sick and the wind's too weak to get the windmill turning. Our village children are born as empty shells. That's not my doing. This place is cursed, and Svenir and the others haven't done a thing to help the rest of us through the lean season. What do you mean? Svenir, the rest, they have always been troublemakers, loud, drunken fools. That woman with him, her soul traces back to Dripton, the wretched brigand, and it shows. We are good people in this town, people still hanging on to what's left of it. They deserve a little more, that's all I'm saying. Is your self-righteousness worth losing your family over? Trumbull opens his mouth to protest, but his expression shifts into resignation well before he finally nods and speaks. You're right, he says quietly. I've been trying to plan for the future, but we are in danger here and now. Fine, tell Svenir and the others that I've reconsidered. Provided he pays the same as everyone else, he's welcome to his fair share. Trumbull sighs, and let's hope we can trade for supplies real soon, or we'll all be in a bad way. Yeah, well, there are many outcomes to this, and this was just one of them. It's always the little guy that gets stepped on. And to say they are troublemakers and use that as a reasoning for... Well, if they're troublemakers because they're starving, then... then you have to wonder who is really to blame. I'm not saying one is more right than the other, but that is what I go with. So, in next episode, we shall sort the talky bits that are coming up. So, thanks for now, take care. Try that again, thanks for watching, take care, and see you again. Bye bye.